The mansion was silent. No music. No laughter. Only the soft ticking of a golden clock on the wall. Robert King, a billionaire known for his cold heart and sharp tongue, walked down the marble hallway with heavy steps. His shoes echoed like small explosions against the floor. He was angry. His assistant had just told him something that made his blood boil. "Sir, your maid is with Michael. In the staff garden." Again. Robert's jaw tightened. "The staff garden," he repeated. "My son? With them?" He pushed open the back door. And froze. There, under the soft evening light, he saw his disabled son, Michael, sitting in his wheelchair. But he did not look like the quiet, broken boy Robert knew. Michael was laughing. A real laugh. Loud. Free. Almost normal. Sophia, the young maid in a simple faded dress, was kneeling beside him. She held a paper crown over his head. On the table in front of them was a cheap plastic superhero mask and a half-eaten burger from a street stall. Michael's legs were strapped, his hands weak. But his eyes were glowing. "I look normal, right?" Michael asked, smiling. Sophia smiled back. "You don't just look normal, Michael. You look awesome." For a second, the world slowed down. Robert felt a sting in his chest. Normal. That word hit him like a punch. What is going on here? Robert's voice cut through the air like a knife. Sophia jumped and turned around. "Yes, sir, I was just." "You were doing what you are not paid to do," he snapped. "You are a maid. Not my son's friend. Not his therapist." Michael's smile faded. "Dad, please, she was just." "Enough," Robert shouted. "You are not supposed to be here with her. You are not one of them. You are my son." For a moment, silence. Sophia lowered her eyes. Her hands trembled. Have you ever watched someone happy for one short moment, and then seen that happiness crushed in front of you? That was what this moment felt like. Robert took a step forward, his face hard. He had no idea that what he was about to say next would change how everyone saw him. And it would expose a truth about his own son that would shock the entire house. Before that evening in the garden, the King mansion was like a golden prison. From the outside, it was perfect. Tall gates, expensive cars, shining chandeliers. But inside, there was something missing. Joy. Michael had lost the use of his legs in a car accident a year earlier. Before that, he was the kind of boy who loved football, racing games, and running in the rain. Now he could not even stand without help. Doctors came and went. Therapists gave exercises. Expensive equipment filled his room. But nothing could fix one thing. Michael's heart. He stopped laughing. Stopped talking much. Stopped looking in the mirror. "Why are you not doing the exercise?" Robert would ask, standing at the door in his suit. "Because it doesn't matter," Michael whispered once. "I'm broken." Robert hated that word. "You are not broken," he said coldly. "You just need to try harder. People expect more from my son." Whose pain do you think is worse? The child who suffers? Or the parent who is too proud to admit he is scared? Downstairs, the staff whispered about Robert. "He fired a driver once, just for being 5 minutes late," one cook said. "He made the gardener cry," another added. "Just because a rose died." When Sophia joined as a maid, she was warned. "Do your work. Don't talk too much. Don't get close to the family," Emma, the older maid, told her. "Especially not to Michael. The boss doesn't like staff mixing with him." But the first time Sophia saw Michael, her heart broke. He sat by the window, staring at kids outside the gate. They ran, shouted, rode bicycles. Michael watched them with eyes full of quiet pain. Sophia walked past with a tray, trying not to look. Then she heard a small voice. "Do you think they know I'm watching?" Michael asked. Sophia stopped, turned. "Maybe," she said softly. Maybe they wish you were playing with them. He gave a bitter smile. They wouldn't play with a half-boy in a wheelchair. His words stabbed her. Sophia knew that feeling. She had grown up poor. People treated her like she was less. Like she did not belong. "Who told you that?" she asked. "No one had to," Michael replied. "I can see it." In that moment, Sophia made a quiet promise to herself. If no one else would make this boy feel normal again, she would. Even if it cost her job. But she had no idea how far that promise would push her, or who would be watching from the shadows. The first time Sophia tried to help Michael feel normal, it was something very small. She was cleaning his room when she saw him staring at his reflection. His expensive shirt. His soft blanket. His useless legs. "I hate this," he muttered. "Hate what?" Sophia asked. "This room. This bed. This wheelchair. All of it." His voice cracked. "I just want one day where I feel like everyone else." Sophia looked at him for a long moment. "Then let's start with 1 hour," she said. He frowned. "What do you mean?" She walked to his wardrobe, pushed aside the fancy shirts, and pulled out a simple black hoodie and jeans. "Put these on," she said. "They're old," Michael replied. "From before the accident." "Exactly," Sophia smiled gently. "From when you felt normal." With some effort, she helped him change. Every movement was slow, careful. His breathing turned heavy. Sweat formed on his forehead. "Are you okay?" she whispered. "Yeah," he said, forcing a smile. "Keep going." When she was done, he looked in the mirror again. This time, he didn't see a sick, rich boy in silk pajamas. He saw himself. "Now the hair," Sophia said. She took some gel from his drawer and messed his hair up a little. Michael laughed. "I look like I'm going to sneak out." Sophia grinned. "Maybe you are." She rolled his wheelchair out of the room. "Where are we going?" Michael asked. "You'll see." She took him through the servant corridor, not the grand staircase. The walls here were old. The tiles were cracked. But there was something warm about it. Human voices. Smell of real food. They reached the staff garden. A tiny corner with plastic chairs, an old radio, and a small patch of grass. "What is this?" Michael asked. "This," Sophia said, "is the real world of this house." Emma looked up from her tea, shocked. "Sophia, you can't bring him here. If Mr. King finds out." "It's okay," Michael cut in, a strange fire in his eyes. "I wanted to come." Sophia ordered a cheap burger from the guard outside, using her own money. When it arrived, she cut it and placed it in front of Michael. He took a bite. His eyes widened. "This is so good," he said with his mouth full. "Better than the chef's?" Sophia teased. He nodded, laughing. For the first time in months, he was not thinking about his legs. He was just a boy in a hoodie, eating fast food in a messy garden. Have you ever noticed how the smallest moments can feel like freedom? Sophia started doing this almost every day. Paper crowns. Street food. Jokes. Music from an old radio. Slowly, the staff began to smile when they saw Michael. Slowly, Michael began to feel human again. But good things rarely stay secret for long in a rich man's house. One day, someone else saw them. And decided to tell Robert King. And that decision would put Sophia's job, and Michael's new happiness, on the line. "Sir, you need to see this." Robert's assistant, John, played a security video on his tablet. The screen showed the staff garden. Sophia laughing. Michael wearing a paper crown. The cheap burger. The plastic mask. "What is this?" Robert asked, his voice low. "Your son," John said carefully. "In the staff area. With the maid. This has been happening for weeks." Robert's eyes turned cold. "She is crossing her limits," he said. "And my son, he is not like them. He is not some street boy. Without another word, Robert headed downstairs. His steps were faster now. Angrier. He pushed open the garden door. And there it was. The scene from the video, but real. "Michael!" he barked. Everyone jumped. The radio went silent. Emma nearly dropped her cup. Sophia froze. Michael turned, his smile fading. "Dad!" Robert's gaze swept the garden. The plastic chairs. The cheap food. The maid's worn shoes. "This is what you do when I'm in meetings," he shouted at Sophia. "You drag my son into this cheap life?" Sophia stammered. "Sir, he wanted to." "He is my son," Robert snapped. "Not your little project. Not your friend." Michael's hands began to shake. "Dad, I asked her. I wanted to." "Do you think I pay you," Robert cut in, pointing at Sophia, "to pretend my son is some ordinary boy? Do you know how much therapy I pay for? And you think burgers and plastic toys will fix him?" Tears filled Sophia's eyes. "No, sir. I just wanted him to feel normal." Robert spat the word. "He is not normal. He is disabled. And this," he waved his hand around, "will only remind him what he can't have." The staff looked down, afraid. Have you ever seen someone try to protect a small piece of happiness, while someone powerful tries to rip it away? Sophia's voice shook. "With respect, sir, he doesn't need more money. He needs to feel like a boy again." The air went still. Robert stepped closer, towering over her. "You are fired," he said. Gasps filled the garden. Michael's eyes went wide. "Dad, no. She has confused you enough," Robert said. "You don't need her. You have everything. You have me." Michael laughed sadly. "Do I?" Robert blinked. "What did you say?" Tears rolled down Michael's cheeks. "You have money," he whispered. "But you don't have me. You don't even know me." Robert's face changed. Just a little. A crack in the wall. "Take your things and leave by tonight," he told Sophia, trying to stay firm. "And stay away from my son." Sophia opened her mouth, then closed it. For a long moment, she and Michael just looked at each other. So much love. So much fear. Then Michael did something he had not done in months. He placed both hands on the armrests of his wheelchair, and tried to stand. Everyone froze. What happened next would shatter everything Robert thought he knew about his son's limits, and about himself. Michael's arms shook as he pushed down on the armrests. His legs trembled. His face twisted with pain. "Michael, stop!" Robert shouted. "You'll hurt yourself." "Let him try," Sophia whispered, her voice soft but strong. The whole garden watched. Slowly, slowly, Michael lifted himself a few inches. He did not stand fully. He did not walk. But for the first time since the accident, he was fighting. Not because a doctor told him to. Not because his father demanded it. But because he wanted to protect someone. His knees buckled. He fell back into the chair, breathing hard. Sophia rushed to steady him. Robert stared at his son, stunned. "Why did you do that?" he asked. "You never try this hard in therapy." Michael wiped his eyes. "Because in therapy," he whispered, "I feel like a patient. With Sophia, I feel like a person." His words hit every heart in that garden. He looked at his father, voice shaking. "She makes me forget my chair. She makes me feel normal. You make me feel broken." Robert felt the world tilt around him. In that moment, all his money, all his power, felt useless. "Have you ever realized you were the villain in your own child's story?" Emma spoke softly. "Sir, we've seen it. Since Sophia started spending time with him. He laughs more. He talks more. He tries more." John added quietly, "And, sir, these past weeks, the therapist said his progress suddenly improved. Maybe this is why." Robert looked at Sophia. "You did this?" he asked. "With cheap food and paper crowns?" Sophia swallowed. "Not just that, sir. I talked to him. Treated him like he wasn't broken. Played games that made him move little by little. Turn his neck. Reach his arms. He didn't notice, but he was doing therapy. Just in a normal way." Tears burned Robert's eyes. All this time, he had thought love meant money. That good care meant paying the best. But this poor maid had given his son something money could not buy. "Why didn't you tell me?" he whispered. Sophia looked down. "Because I'm just a maid, sir. And you don't listen to people like me." Silence. Then, in front of everyone, Robert did something no one expected. He took a deep breath, walked over to Sophia, and bowed his head. "I'm sorry," he said. Gasps filled the garden again. "I was wrong," he continued. "About you. About him. About everything." He turned to Michael. "If she makes you feel normal, then I want that. I want you to have that. I don't care if the world sees my son laughing in a cheap garden. I just want to see him happy." Michael's lips trembled. "Does that mean she can stay?" Robert wiped his eyes. "Not as a maid." Sophia's heart dropped. Then he smiled softly. "As Michael's official therapist. And if you agree, as part of our family." Sophia burst into tears. The staff watched, shocked, as the billionaire who once fired people like they were nothing, now held a maid's hands with respect. From that day, Robert changed. He spent more time in the garden. He ate cheap burgers with his son and the staff. He even laughed. The mansion was still rich. But now, it was finally alive. If you were in Robert's place, would you have trusted a poor maid to teach your rich, disabled child how to feel normal again? Or would your pride stop you? Backhand index pointing right. Share your honest thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you really on, Robert's, Michael's, or Sophia's? And why? Thinking.